Destination Football.
Yes! Oh! It's in! My goodness! Have you ever seen anything like it?
Ford Super Sunday.
We're at Stamford Bridge this afternoon, live Barclaycard Premiership football between Chelsea and the champions. For Sky Digital viewers on Sky Sports Active, Fan Zone commentators today, Tim Lovejoy, oh it's only Ray Parlour, and Bradley Walsh. For the rest of us, it's Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Sylvain Wiltor will be the first subject for player cam for Sky Digital viewers. Chelsea to kick off. A win would take them above Arsenal into second place, but it's 7 years ago now since that last happened in the league, when Glenn Hoddle was the manager, Mark Hughes the goal scorer. This is Claudio Ranieri's Chelsea, and very much by his design today, with some changes despite Chelsea's unbeaten start to the season. Zola. Gudjohnsen. And you think that Hasselbank and Gudjohnsen scored more than 50 goals between them last season. But Hasselbank's recent record, he scored in just one of Chelsea's last 12 games. And that also applies to Gudjohnsen. Cole.
You just think Chelsea were looking for the same kind of start, Martin, that they had against Manchester United. They were bright, they came out the traps really on the front foot. Passing and movement was excellent, the closing down was good. And Claudio Ranieri, although he's made a few changes from that team, will be looking for his team to start the same way.
Kanu. As you mentioned earlier, Andy, just that one game last season in the Premiership when Arsenal were without both Henry and Bergkamp. But it was away to Manchester United. Sylvain Wiltor scored the winner, of course, and won the championship, completed the double. So they won't be too disheartened in the visiting dressing room. Lauren. Just waiting, but maybe he knew what he was doing, that Lasso might come in a little impetuously, which he did. Cleared by Zenden. It's just over a year ago that Boudewijn Zenden had a lot of success playing for Holland against England at White Hart Lane on the Dutch right against Ashley Cole.
I gave Ashley a right roasting that night, Martin. Memory serves me well. I really gave him a torrid time.
But they're a long way away from each other in the early shape up here. Zenden on the left.
I wonder if they'd ever thought about that, the manager, Claudio Ranieri. You know, it's something that you would maybe take a note of and think, hey, wait a minute, maybe it's worth just sticking him over there, just for the opening 10-20 minutes.
Well, that's Lassau's ball. And for a second or two, Sol Campbell was really tested then.
Got in between Gudjohnsen. It was a long ball, bordering on offside, but watch how quickly Campbell is back round. He's a little out of position, Sol, but how quick he gets back round. Strength to win the ball back when Gudjohnsen really was posing a threat.
Arsenal, of course, conceded 2 at West Ham. It could easily have been more. David Seaman saved that penalty. And amid the apparent comfort of a 5-2 win over West Brom in midweek, there were also periods of chaos in the Arsenal penalty area. Yes, they do have so much attacking gusto to get themselves out of those sort of difficulties, and bar a winner at West Ham, they did solve the problems in the last 2 games. 4 goals conceded in those 2 matches. That's something that might be an area that Chelsea can exploit here. Need to keep the ball within the white lines, though. Vieira looking for Wiltor. Vieira again, switching it to Lauren. Kanu has moved infield. Lauren's cross, it's just behind Parlour. Gallas put the pace off it, and Zenden did the clearing.
Lovely play, they worked the ball around Graham Lasso really well. He was left exposed. the full-back, a little 1-2 around him, and got the best ball in, unfortunately for Arsenal.
I suppose it tells you something about Arsenal's style. The 2 opening goals against West Brom came from the 2 full-backs. Ashley Cole started it off on Tuesday night. Warren got the second. Arsenal went top with that. They surprisingly stayed there after the Wednesday matches when Leeds lost and Liverpool drew. But now if they fail to win here, Arsenal fans will have to deal with the taunts of Tottenham supporters tomorrow morning at work. Spurs currently setting the pace. Kanu. Andy D'Urso, incidentally, is the referee. Parlour. De Lucas. And used in the centre of midfield again, as he was at Southampton. Chelsea battled back from conceding the first goal to get a point. There was a limp away from that by Jesper Gronkjær.
It was a decent ball, that, or attempt from De Lucas. Look at the stretch it wide to Gronkjær. I think early on, if they can get the wide men on the balls ending in Gronkjær, Martin, just test just the defensive abilities of Lauren and Cole.
And that throw tested Zola too much. Certainly Chelsea will want to get Hasselbank and Gudjohnsen back together again sooner rather than later and in form, but Zola's pre-season form has been impressive, and now Andy D'Urso has decided he didn't like the look of that challenge by Lampard.
It's a bit of a lunge. He was never catching Patrick Vieira. I think that was the reason, coming from behind, going to ground. You can see there, making no attempt whatsoever, Frank, to play the ball. I don't think you can be too surprised that the yellow card shown, even though it is early in the game.
Lauren. Here's Campbell. It's a typical Kanu flick, but there was no one to pass on to it. Wiltor was pretty much level with him. Gudjohnsen.
Oh, it's balmy for me. Absolutely no way Martin Keown's getting away with that. He's going nowhere, facing the touchline, only got about 4 yards to work in Gudjohnsen. All Martin Keown has done is invite pressure. Pressure coming from the free kick in a good area. The 2 players who can deliver, either of them, Zenden or Zola.
It was Gallas who got the early goal against Manchester United. He's come forward, decided there as well.
Same kind of free kick, Martin, only Zola playing it this time. Remember, it was bent in wickedly like that from the other side into the near post, and the merest touch.
Short corner on for Chelsea. They didn't execute it properly. Ray Parlour actually is the furthest Arsenal player forward at the moment. And he's got help from Wiltor. Lampard. Now Zola. 2 strikers both lurking on the left for Chelsea. Zola moving into the middle now with Frank Lampard. Pushing header by Keown. And Lauren taking a risk then, and Gudjohnsen's got round him, and it's cost them a corner. Lauren's mistake.
I have to say, defenders make some staggering decisions, really, in areas where you just think, just do what's right, do what you're supposed to do, defend. And what on earth he's trying to do here? He's under pressure, a little flick with the outside of the foot. Well, that could have been really costly. Still might. Corner to defend.
Taken by Zola. Tricky one to deal with by the near post. And Lauren was in the thick of the defending. Try and make up for his mistake.
They were unlucky there, though. Ray Parlour slipping. Arsenal had got 4 or 5 red shirts breaking out of the back so quickly. A little bit scrappy at the moment. Fulton in 10 minutes hasn't really settled down.
Just pressing Keown, making David Seaman knock it long, and Chelsea fancying that they will win those through Desai and Gallas. Vieira, 1-2 with Wiltor. It was all French because William Gallas was there for Chelsea. Promising attempted thrust through the centre by Arsenal.
Well, they've just looked to link up with the little 1-2s on 2 or 3 occasions, Arsenal, and they've almost connected with them.
Desai. So he's kept it in. Ray Parlour with an arm there. It might be mentioned as a protection. It's definitely a foul, and you think of that incident that Chelsea had with Paul Konchesky in the opening day of the season.
Yeah, it just leads with the arm. I mean, it's a natural thing you have to do when you jump. I'm afraid your arms have got to come up to help you get off the ground.
Charlton's appeal on that Konchesky sending off was denied. So De Lucas, the player involved for Chelsea, is sliding in there with Gilberto, and then Lasso. Could be another Chelsea booking here.
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not saying it's right, but having booked Frank Lampard and he slides in, he's late. I don't think he made much contact, if any. I think Ray Parlour saw it coming from pretty far off here and got out the way. Just catches him slightly. But when you go to ground like that, you give the referee a problem. He has to make a decision. Some will let you away with it early in the match, but not Andy Durso, I'm afraid.
Caution for Lasso to add to the caution for Lampard.
I just think in a game like this, when you get 2 players who are competitive, Graham Lasso is not, I would consider, the best technical tackler that I've seen, Martin. He does tend to launch into them occasionally, and he's now got to play a huge part of this game with a yellow card. And Frank Lampard against Vieira, there's going to be contact there. They're almost directly opponents today. And Frank's got to play a huge part of the game, not miss time on another tackle.
Andy Durso incidentally did send Graham Lasso off in the FA Cup at Spurs last season. Just interested to see how Gilberto does here for Arsenal. It's his first away game in the Premiership. He wasn't involved at West Ham because of a long trip back from an international with Brazil.
Well, he's not had a kick yet, I don't think. This might be his first touch of the ball in what, 13 minutes of the game.
He's got a difficult immediate opponent to deal with. Lucas trying to impress everyone here. Chelsea's free kick. Lasso. And the ball towards Gronkia.
Surprising decision. I thought that was there to be taken on the chest. I think when you could see a ball come this far and travel that distance, you know Cole's missing it, then I'm really surprised, Martin. He hasn't taken that on his chest, gone in behind Cole, and then all sorts of things might have opened up for him. Been an extraordinary goal if he'd have scored from there with a header.
Yes, you don't see many like that, do you? De Lucas. Cole. Touch Meadow, we haven't seen much of him either. Chelsea trying to assert themselves on home territory in midfield.
Well, it's tight, Martin. I'm looking down at the whole pitch there, and that little piece of play was going on. There must have been 30 yards separating back forth. Been very difficult. I think sometimes when a game's like, I know you want to play, but when it gets tight and congested, sometimes it ain't a bad ball to get back force turning, just for the sake of it early on in the match, just to widen the game a little bit for you, lengthen it, and then you can play your football.
Edu. Kanu got his hat-trick, if you're not aware of the geography, here at the other end of the ground, the old shed end. Lauren, problems with the bounce and with Zenden. Here's Wiltor. So picking out Gudjonsson, he in turn Zenden. Parler. Where it came from to Gilberto. Private game between the two. Now Lauren's involved. Wiltor ran off Zola, who covered a lot of ground to help Chelsea out defensively. Lampard in a spot of bother. Vieira got to him quickly in the part of the pitch where Chelsea didn't want to lose the ball.
But if everyone's played in front of back fours, you can do that, Martin. You can be tight. You know, defenders can come and win the ball, play tight, and the midfield players, everything's so congested. They've only got to travel 4 or 5 yards and they're in contact.
Powell. Arsenal trying to spread it here. Edu. Kanu. Little against large. The little is Chappie Ferrer. Gronka. Parler. Nothing sinister seen there by referee Durso. Durso's challenge. It'll be quite a contest between those two. Graham Lasso incidentally now available for you via the player cam if you're a Sky Digital viewer, with a red button on the remote. Lampard. Looking for Gudjonsson. Lauren in on the cover. De Lucas. Falls to Parler. Slipped by Kanu, but he recovered magnificently, and he's unlucky with the pass.
Well, that's the first time, Martin, about the last 5 or 6 minutes of football that someone's trying to play someone over the top. And he doesn't need to be offside here, Wiltor. He's looking across at Ferrer. He just needs to step back a couple of yards. He's on, he's clear. But look at the gap there, look at the big space that's there, because both teams are playing in front of each other. Defenders are pushing high up the pitch.
Bit of grabbing by Gronka. Arsenal do have in Wiltor the one of the 4 forwards starting the game who is exceptionally pacey. And it's certainly a ball on for them, a bit more so than Chelsea, who've got Gudjonsson who likes it into feet, Zola likewise.
But sometimes if you want it into feet, what you have to do is the opposite early in a game. Make defenders think, so run them away 3 or 4 times when there's nothing on. Because by doing that to Campbell and doing that to Keown, it might then just open it up for you to get it at your feet within 5 or 10 minutes of the game start.
There is the voice of experience.
You mean an old man, is that what you're saying?
I remember when you could run. That makes me an old man.
I don't.
Kanu. Wiltor, foot was high by Lasso. It got contact with the ball. That's what mattered in the end. Parla and Lasso resume their battle. Vieira, Kanu. Wiltor. There was no flag, or there was in the end, maybe against Ray Parla coming in.
Well, if Wiltor doesn't touch it, Martin, and Parla probably is getting a shot on.
Here's Laurent. Wiltor's waiting in the middle again. And booted away by Desai. Powerfully backed by Campbell. The Chelsea fans felt that Good Johnson was fouled, so did the player himself. Kanu. Decent little spell for Arsenal.
Twice they went down the side, Martin. Twice they got round the back. Makes an awful difference in football if you can do that.
Kanu. So Desai yet to be on a winning Chelsea side against Arsenal. Cudicini not helping his cause then. And Desai did not much more than stand his ground. It was a cute bit of play, really. Cudicini does a bit better with the next kick.
They're just beginning to take a little bit of control of the champions, aren't they?
Lampard. Flag would have gone up. Assistant on the far side just indicating to the referee that he realised that the game could continue. Interesting to see whether David Seaman's involved with England next week. He didn't play many friendlies for Sven-Göran Eriksson prior to the World Cup. Parla. A flinch and a wince from Gallas. Laurent. Free kick rather unnecessarily conceded by Marouane Zenden.
I think he knew he wasn't going anywhere, Laurent. He drew the free kick from Zenden. He was happy to take it.
Chelsea have pulled everyone back. And Laurent to the unmarked Ray Parla.
First part, excellent. Execution of the shot, not the best from Ray Parla. Everyone expects it to go deep. And then he takes one touch and anything across goal is a ball, Martin. Really, I don't think he's intent in going narrow side, but just thrashes at it rather. Didn't have the control.
Not quite the end product that captivated the Arsenal fans at Cardiff. And captured the FA Cup, played a big part in it. Freddie Ljungberg came up with one from similar range shortly afterwards.
Just looking at Claudio Ranieri, man, those of viewers could see him there indicate when the ball was played back to Graham Lasso, what he wanted was played down the channel over the top. I think he's getting a little frustrated that the short passing game in the middle of midfield isn't really working at the moment. Yeah, offside for me too. Yeah.
Freddie Ljungberg is back in training after that hip problem. Behind the shades, this is Roberto Di Matteo, now sadly retired, of course. He does have a hospitality suite named after him now at Stamford Bridge. I'm sure he's happy to visit it prior to big games like this. Lucas. Parla penalised.
That gives him a starting position, Chelsea. Just that long free kick from the goalkeeper. Knocked it almost into the corner flag. Ball goes down. Now gives Chelsea a starting position to build an attack from. They haven't had many of those in the game so far.
There's the Arsenal line. Hoping the champions, it will be a solid one here. Tola leaves it for Zenden this time, so it's an outswing that doesn't deceive David Seaman. Never easy those for goalkeepers, but he leant forward and pulled it out of the air in very confident vein. Touch from Parler, and the flag against Kanu.
Well, they might argue, but I think they're right again here. It's just a fraction off. Ferrer just puts the brakes on in time there from right back.
So the offsides are all in one half of Stamford Bridge, aren't they? Because as Claudio Ranieri was protesting, they're not turning Arsenal Chelsea. It's a good new playing surface here. Good for passing. That's obviously going to be the way that Chelsea look to unhinge Arsenal if they can. With the width as well. Behind Gudjonsson from Kroenke's crosses is Zenden. Both wingers were involved.
Funny football, isn't it? First ball over the top, and they fashion the best chance of the match. Lovely ball in from Kroenke. He's got bodies to miss Zenden. I think that's the only thing where he might have just pulled it wide, because Lauren and Keown really give him no real target to hit Martin, and well, anyone could have put a toe on that and it's in. He was a little unlucky, nothing to hit.
It is amazing how Arsenal, of the London clubs, have kept the flame flying in the capital as far as the Championship is concerned. 12 times. Tottenham have done it a couple of times. Chelsea just the once, back in 1955, and even then with a very low number of points. 52 from 42 games. Of course, 2 points for a win in those days. What do they have that the other London clubs haven't been able to muster?
How long you got?
We'll leave that for David O'Leary and Richard maybe,
Yeah.
because it's certainly David's been in a position to judge for his 20 years at Highbury. A bit of a chatting going on between Gary Lewin, the physio, and Edu.
100% comfortable, Edu. Certainly running with a bit of a limp there.
Kroenke, who's running well. It's a very good intervention by Campbell. Just to cut it out, but found a teammate as well. Gallas. Also picking out a colleague in Ferrer. De Lucas. There's some message being relayed across to the other side of the ground, to the Arsenal dugout, by Gary Lewin. One assumes it concerns Edu.
Well, the message ain't getting across because Pat Rice is out there with his arms wide apart saying what's happening. So the message ain't getting across.
Wiltor. Tracking by De Lucas, but he hasn't stopped Parler. Well, he's been helped by the referee in the end. Seemed to have done the job, and maybe it was a foul by the Arsenal midfield man.
Well, linesman thought so. He gives us a little tangle of legs. There's not a lot Ray Parler did wrong there, Martin.
Well, it should be a marvellous Monday night for you. Liverpool and Newcastle, Sky Sports 1. Desai. Edu is really struggling.
Yeah, he's had the move.
Oh, back pass by Keown. David Seaman was nearly left struggling, but he's still got enough speed in there. aging legs.
He's got a few of underhit passes today, Martin. Whether the grass is a bit long today here at Stamford Bridge.
Edu hardly at the gallop. Vieira. Kanu needed a bit more care with the pass. Lauren would have been in down the right-hand side. Kolo Touré, who's had little cameo roles recently from the bench, looks as though he's going to get a big slice of this game. Vieira. Ashley Cole trying to make the extra man through the middle. Short on the left-hand side. Arsenal.
Great tracking, Gilberto. Hasn't been involved a lot in the game, and for once Chelsea put a move together. Ball played up, back, and then through for the forward-running Frank Lampard, but Gilberto is so aware of this. Battle of strength here. Sticks that to both of them. Little unlucky, I think, Frank, that free kick's given there. Much like Ray Parlour at the other end, didn't do a lot wrong.
Well, Edu departs. Kolo Touré comes from the Ivory Coast and can be an exciting type of player. He's got a lot of physical power. He likes to run with the ball, but he'll need other qualities here in a game that's so far been much about discipline and keeping the team shape. And now you can follow him closely via the player cam. Sky Digital viewers. Down to business straight away. Wiltor winding up for the shot. Pushed out by Kudicini. Kanu's onto the rebound. Touré. Kanu again. And all the while the flag has been up.
Well, what an introduction that almost was. We had great piece of skill wide on the left-hand side, and when he just slipped the ball to Wiltor, I didn't think there was anything on Martin, but shifted it across the face. You watch this, got nowhere to go. Oh yeah, he has. Lovely skill that was. And it looks like he's going to get crowded out, Wiltor, but he manages to open it up, and it ends up being a pretty good save from Kudicini at the end.
It's the shot of a man who's scored 4 times in 3 previous Premiership games this season. And you're on a run like that, you expect to score in every game. Ronquia. Mr. Ronquia missed a lot of last season with a knee injury. It can take quite a while to recover from such absences. Should point out that both the Hasselbank and the Gudjonsson had surgery in the summer as well. Maybe that's been responsible for their sluggish starts to the season. Pay-per-view match for you from the Barclaycard Premiership, Channel 433, Manchester United against Middlesbrough, Tuesday 7:30. Andy D'Urso trying to maintain some consistency here.
I think Patrick Vieira saying it's 33 minutes gone and it's the first time of giving a free kick away in the match. But I do think the Chelsea players would say, hold on, you've booked 2 of ours for the same sort of tackle. But that's what happens when referees make a rod like that, Martin. He ends up with a book full of yellow cards.
He's been called back, Vieira. He does have extra responsibility now as Arsenal's captain, Vieira. That's responsibility to keep himself in check. This is one of the grounds where he has been sent off. It was in a League Cup tie a few years ago. And Chelsea did beat the Gunners. Zola. It's in the net. Gudjonsson was the distraction. For the far post, that it might drift in. That's the methodology. It's Chelsea 1, Arsenal 0.
Well, that's the problem for the goalkeeper, Martin. He cannot go for the cross because he's expected a touch, and he has to be ready for the save. Not very good marking from Arsenal. They allowed Good Johnson to wander in there, totally unmarked. And then he's got the problem of do I go for it? And by the time normally goalkeepers react, it's bounced and it's skipped past you. And that's exactly what happened. Put it in the right place. If you get a touch, you probably don't score. But if you don't, well, that's what can happen.
The champions are behind. Gianfranco Zola's impressive start to the season continues. Zenden. All about the free kick that Vieira conceded. Led to the booking, the delay, maybe a lack of concentration, but definite craft from the set piece. And the goalkeeper, even of David Seaman's wisdom and experience, left stranded as the ball nestled in the left-hand corner of his net. It's now a Zola corner.
Didn't get anything on that. Came into a crowd scene. The England goalkeeper, but it just drifted harmlessly away. But lots of players there.
Isn't it amazing, Andy? We've had so many goals at this end of the ground where we've been here about was there a touch, wasn't there?
No.
And there's nothing there for Good Johnson. He tried his best to do it. There was the Gallas one against Manchester United. Frank Lampard claimed a touch, wasn't given the goal against Norwich in the Cup here at the beginning of the year. It's the same Lampard having a crack here. Good Johnson. Chelsea suddenly stimulated by a strange goal, but one that did have its origins in craft and class.
Oh, it's a free kick you obviously like, Mark, because, as you say, the goal against Manchester United from the opposite side, of course, it's still the same bent end with the left foot as ending that one, the right foot of Zola. And if you put it in the right areas, you've always got a chance.
Zola's corner. Difficult for Seaman. Lampard heading it. Great block by Vieira.
Captain's part played there.
It's a bit of a fall by Will Tour when he recognised that he wasn't going to get the ball. Lasso. Vieira pressed into a mistake by Zola. This is Gallas. Zola for Good Johnson. Lampard trying to get their far post. Comes out for Gronkia, and he's dragged it wide.
Screaming at behind the goal that Frank Lampard was impeded during the cross. Didn't think so. They're a little rattled, the champions, at the moment. They are on the back foot, and Chelsea players just sense that there might be another one there. Another one for the take. It just scuffs the shot, really. Never really threatening, but it's a chance. Yeah, you see Lampard going over. I don't think there's anything there. I think it's just a coming together.
Lasso.
These now goals change games, Martin. They haven't looked like scoring, Chelsea, apart from the Zenden shot, really. They're pretty much on the back foot, defensive, not really creating anything, but suddenly the goal goes in. Players are up. Arsenal got to just compose themselves again.
Oh, referee was a little early with the whistle, really, as Arsenal kept going.
No, certainly didn't do Arsenal any favours, did he?
Arsenal's all-time unbeaten record in league football, George Graham's Gunners, 26 matches, a couple shy of that back in 1990-91. That came to an end here at Stamford Bridge with a defeat which was Arsenal's only league defeat in that championship winning season, 1990-91. They're behind at the bridge again.
But you know Chelsea, they do take leads in games, Martin, and I'm never convinced that they're going to hold on to that. Twice they had the lead against Manchester United, twice they conceded a goal, an equaliser.
Park.
I think that was very close.
De Lucas. And David Seaman having to deal with the bounce. Good Johnson in pursuit. Cleared by Cole. Flags up again.
Nothing wrong with that ball there for Good Johnson. We've suddenly now, Arsenal's back forward, maybe take a step back, Martin, and then you can maybe play the ball into Zola in an area where he can work it. Then there's a little gap, works over.
De Lucas. Zenden. They found an extra gear, Chelsea, and they found it by taking the lead against a team they haven't beaten in the league for 7 years. Lasso. Gallas. Very much on the front foot, looking to link up with Gudjonsson.
5 minutes to go, half-time. I was Claudio Ranieri. I would really be pushing the team forward, Martin, at the moment. We just sense that they might need another one. And they're a little rattled, as we said, Arsenal, and it's the best period in the match for the home side.
Gudjonsson. Straight onto the chest. And Sol Campbell. Zender. One card there first. That's the story of this phase of the game. Since the opening goal, and then Desai gives Wiltor something to be interested in. De Lucas. Ferrer. Bronkia.
They're breaking out much better now, Chelsea. They're not allowing Arsenal to put passes together.
Zenden scored right on half-time here against Manchester United, of course. It's gone back impressively by Wiltor.
That deserves a booking. Because I think he knew to look at exactly what he was doing, Mark. They were breaking against him. We've got players forward. Wiltor was skipping by him. I have to agree with the referee in this case. It's quite a deliberate little block. Skipping past him. Look, eyes are only on what? Wiltor.
You just feel, Andy, despite the bookings, it might just be the right day for Chelsea. Henri Bergkamp out. Ljungberg we've seen here, Robert Pires, Edu's gone off.
In the front four, aren't you, then?
Well, it's, you know,
it's true.
we know they've got a great squad of depth, but it's sometimes the backup boys are being asked to pull Arsenal round here. Carlo's almost been cast into that role recently. Kanu certainly. Still Gilberto to show exactly that he's got all it takes in the hurly-burly of the Premiership. Kolo Touré now on the left of midfield. And of course, no longer Tony Adams. So I'm talking up Chelsea's chances.
One thing Arsenal have, Martin, they showed it at Upton Park last week. They have huge belief in their ability not to lose a game, no matter what the score is. They do dig deep, Arsene Wenger's side now. They know what it's like to go down. They've learnt that, the process of losing the lead and coming back and pinching a draw and actually winning a game.
And Zenden helping them with a misplaced ball, but Touré then gave it away. Zenden again rather weak when they needed him to be precise and strong. Lampard. Well, certainly Gallas has been given licence to gallop, and he could have a chance here. David Seaman refusing to concede the corner when it would have been perhaps a safer bet.
Well, sometimes simple football proves you get your rewards. That again was a ball that should have been played. It's over the top, lots of grass for Gallas to run into, and suddenly Arsenal have got a problem.
Oh, wow. A little bit of afters between Zola and Cole. Vieira.
I do think the best is yet to come in this match.
Desai. Remember, Arsenal haven't lost a domestic game since a week before Christmas when they were beaten at home by Newcastle. They didn't lose away at all in the Premiership last season.
How did he do that?
He stayed down, Kanu. Campbell. And Andy Durso letting Campbell go on. The irritation of the Chelsea fans, they thought Zola was brushed aside unfairly.
He was certainly brushed aside. There's absolutely no doubt who was winning that battle of strength. As he goes across, the right arm comes out, just fends him off. Out the way is what he was saying. There was nothing stopped Sol Campbell there. Those of us who have had the pleasure of watching Paul Gascoigne throughout his career, Mark, would know that's a pretty regular movement of Paul's. It's what players do. Fend people off, keep them at bay.
Yes, and the smaller and the lighter person you fend off, the more dramatic it can look. Zola was sent spinning.
Well, they were very quick to shake hands, both of them.
Hey, Zola just needs to point to the scoreboard.
Yeah. But there's no doubt there's work to be done for Arsenal, Martin. I mean, you talked about that long unbeaten run. The record of scoring goals in every game is also one that I'm sure Chelsea fans would love to say, hey, we put a stop to that as well. But they haven't. In all honesty, I mean, I can't remember Cudicini one save he's had from Wiltord. I don't remember too many other times he's been troubled, the Chelsea goalkeeper.
Campbell's free kick. But there's no support for Sylvain Wiltord at all.
Well, they're trying to get Kanu back on, but Andy does so at the moment. Yeah, he's finally waved him on.
Given the fact Kanu was off, the ball to Wiltord was not one that was ever going to pay dividends for Arsenal. Good Johnson. Chelsea are going to go off to some terrific cheers here. They're starting to look rather worryingly from their fans' point of view second best. Then Arsenal rather outwitted by Gianfranco Zola, who had to wait. It was a delayed reaction from Zola himself, as if from ground level where he'd struck the ball from. Couldn't quite see how it ended up in David Seaman's net. We've got plenty of replays on hand to enlighten him later in the day.
I also noticed Gallas was pretty close to it at the far post when it dropped in. I don't think even he can claim he got his studs to that one.
No. By that goal, Chelsea lead the champions at half-time. Good to see the handshakes between Campbell and Zola. But Arsenal have got their hands full. They're not at full strength here. It's a London derby, and the smiles so far are with Chelsea. 1-0 to them at the break.
Wednesday night, 7:30, Scotland's under-21s play against Israel, and they're back in action on Friday night at 7 against Northern Ireland. Those two games on Sky Sports 1 and Sky Sports Extra, respectively. Saturday at 3, England play against Portugal. The only place you can see it live is with us on Sky Sports 1. David O'Leary is with us. The champions are in trouble, a goal down, but whose goal? We'll confirm that when we come back. Here's Shirley. Chelsea lead by a goal to nil, but they did against Manchester United, remember, at half-time. 2-1 on that occasion, and they couldn't finish the job. Do you fancy them today?
Well, they've got to go out and prove that. It's no good saying we played great first half, which they did against Manchester United, and they deservedly, you know, to be up here in this game. But it's 90 minutes, not 45 minutes, and they deserve to go in 1 goal up. But Arsenal, they've got people and they've got pride within their team that, you know, they can come back strong.
This is the challenge that led to the free kick from which Gianfranco Zola scored. Gudjohnsen, when asked at half-time, was it yours, just smiled.
Well, it is a free kick. You don't go sliding in nowadays, and you know, Gianfranco will know how to deal with that as well. Patrick slid in, you leave yourself open for that. I don't think he got him. I think Gianfranco seen what was happening. And it's a free kick. And from there, from that free kick, we know what's happened. Good pace on the ball in here. You look at Vieira and Gilberto, both of them have let Gudjohnsen run in there. And if we could slow it down...
We will.
It's a bad goal. I mean, the goalkeeper, with the pace of the ball, expecting his defenders to go and head that. And once it misses everybody, he's in a very vulnerable position.
There we go.
2 of them there, Patrick Vieira, Silva, let Gudjohnsen get in behind him. If you see Martin Keown, he's coming over to try and deal with it.
What's the keeper's job here?
The keeper's job is to get his centre-backs out of trouble there, definitely. You still, David's standards, he's expecting to save that. But the way that ball is whipped in and then misses everybody, he's caught on the wrong foot, too late. And as I say, it's gone in with the pace of the ball. He'll expect to save it. Martin's trying to rectify it here.
Keown.
Yeah. But really, Patrick Vieira, particularly in my opinion, has got to deal with that man. That's who they're marking at this set play.
Is that ball so good it sends them that deep and creates a problem?
Well, the starting position is good. They've kept on the edge of the box. You don't want to get backed in there as the players running up. They've kept a good line, but they've kept a good line. He stayed there, but the 2 people have let Gudjohnsen go in there, and if they go in with him, they can defend that and get Dave, you know, head the ball away. And when the ball comes in the box, you want your centre-backs or big players to go and deal with it. And the Arsenal players never dealt with that free kick.
And is David Seaman thinking, I know what's happening, bounce does me here, touch does me there?
Exactly so, and he's in that no man's land. And he's expecting, as I say, at the end of the day, he'll be disappointed himself. But the standards Arsenal set themselves and the people he has in front of, he's expecting them to deal with that ball. And if they had have stayed, if Vieira had have stayed with Gudjohnsen, he'd have dealt with that ball, and that ball would have been cleared. But the starting position is good here. They could be maybe a fraction a little bit further up, but Patrick Vieira's got Gudjohnsen there. He steps away and gets Gudjohnsen get in behind him. Martin Keown is already at the back. He's come across to try and get his teammate out of trouble. And in the end of the pace of the ball, David Seaman, he's beaten.
What of Arsenal, who don't get beaten at the moment, but there's no Henry here, and he started the comeback at West Ham. He sent that guided missile into the back of David James' net, didn't he?
West Ham played superbly well on the day, and they were dominating the game. He missed a penalty as well. And out of the blue, when you think Arsenal are dead and buried, you know, Henry has scored a one-off goal. He's picked it up.
But what of today? Because they've not looked like it too often here, have they?
Well, Kanu is a player that, in my opinion, you bring him in the odd game. In my opinion, again, he's not a player that you're going to play week in, week out, and he's going to win your league title. He's a player that you bring on or through a game. Henry is a player that you're going to win titles with, and he's a big miss. Andy said beforehand, you know, there's no, to me on his day, Henry is as good as anybody in the Premiership. And when you come to games like this, you want your big players, and with Henry, they could do with him here today.
Trouble for the champions. They trail by a 1-0 at Stamford Bridge, unbeaten in the league, remember, this calendar year. What have they got? We'll find out next.
Can't wait till your next meal? Try the McChoice menu. Large fries and 7 other favourites, just 99p each.
Have you got the guts for it? Starts Tuesday, 8 o'clock, Sky 1.
Tomorrow night, the Monday Night Football comes live from Anfield. It's Liverpool against Newcastle United, 7 o'clock start as usual. Andy's thoughts on that Roy Keane situation and more. That's tomorrow at 7. Tuesday at 7:30, the pay-per-view game, Manchester United against Middlesbrough. 08705 160 160 is the telephone number to dial for more information on how to order that game. That's Tuesday night at 7:30 on Premiership Plus. It's 1-0 to Chelsea here. A wry smile from David Seaman, beaten by another free kick, but that's a bit harsh, isn't it, to level criticism at him for that?
Well, the standards he sets himself, you know, when you're a goalkeeper, you're going to get picked up for that. He'll be disappointed. He should have saved it, but he's expecting as well with the good defenders in front of him for them to go and deal with that. It's poor marking, it was a poor goal on Arsenal's behalf.
And of course, Sven-Göran Eriksson is here too.
They've got to push on, Richard. You know, this is a similar thing to what Manchester United did. Manchester United came out the second half against Chelsea. They pushed up the field, pushed more to the halfway line, forced Chelsea back, got in around Chelsea, and that's what Arsenal got to do. Got to take the game to them all. Got to play further up the pitch.
Well, they would appear to have the appetite for the second half. They are back. Chelsea are not at the moment, and they've been back for some, well, at least a good minute or so at the moment, Arsenal. And here come Chelsea
Good
now.
test for Chelsea, because again, coming into this game, they talked about how well they played in the first half against Manchester United. Now, can they keep this going in the second half? They're going to be tested because Arsenal, they don't want to be beaten by Chelsea. They have a belief, and we've heard Arsene Wenger say about they think they can go unbeaten all the way through. And I know with the rivalry between these two clubs, one place they don't want to be beaten here is at Chelsea.
We'll have a look at Gudjonsson for the first 15 minutes of the second half on Player Cam. That's for Sky Digital viewers on Sky Sports Extra. Ida Gudjonsson is the focus area of attention. Let's rejoin our commentators, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Yes, Ida Gudjonsson still at Chelsea, if you believe all the speculation in the last couple of weeks. Talk of going to Manchester United. Tottenham were interested. Anyway, the transfer window is now closed. What you have is now what you get in the Premiership until January. No late arrivals over the past couple of days for Chelsea. Arsenal needed another goalkeeper and brought in one from Sweden, Rami Shaban. The goalkeeper here has been beaten in unusual circumstances. And Arsenal are playing catch-up at Chelsea. Keogh to Lucas, who looks a good competitor in the centre of midfield. Shirk a challenge. The Chelsea players yellow carded in the first half. And Wiltor had run offside, so there needed to be another avenue of approach from Toure. Got support from Cole.
A little bit of inexperience from Ashley Cole there, Martin. I don't understand that with players who you get somebody in the corner flag facing his own goal, he ain't going anywhere. You can take a throw in up there, or you'll get yourself a corner. But Ashley Cole just launched into a tackle that was either going to give a goal kick as he's done, or certainly a free kick, which it almost did.
He's got a ticking off as well from referee Durso.
And Arsenal need to get players forward, more players forward to support Sylvain Wiltor, because Kanu hasn't done an awful lot of that. And I think when Henry doesn't play, and they normally have Wiltor in a wide area when the two front men playing, he gives great support from that kind of area. They haven't had that today.
How often in the recent past have Chelsea been in front against Arsenal and not won the game?
I don't think the game is over and gone by any stretch of the imagination, but Arsenal, I think, know they have to play better than they did in the first half. They did all right up till the goal. Without looking like threatening themselves, they were controlling the game. Not too many problems, but the goal changed it. I was just saying to you at half-time, funny, before the goal, if it had stayed 0-0 and I was Claudio Ranieri, I'd have said to that boy in the shot there, you're going on at half-time, because I think it was crying out for somebody like Jimmy to play. But the goal would have, I think, if he had any thoughts of that, the Chelsea coach, I think the goal then would say, OK, I'll give it 15 minutes to see how the second half starts. And then, if I want to change it, I can.
He has said that neither Hasselbank nor Gudjonsson are fit enough to play a full 90 minutes. So one can only assume that, barring the need for him to stay on, that Hasselbank will get a chance later in the game. And I'm sure come on brimming with purpose. Very unused to being left out, certainly at club level. Ferrer brought back today. Here's Cole. It's Touré's tackle. Ashley Cole squeeze it to Parla. To Touré to one side and Wiltor to the other. Couldn't quite find either. But the stage is really set here at Stamford Bridge. Arsenal have been so high and mighty in the last 12 months or so, and very proud of a run. And as Andy was saying, there was talk, and David O'Leary was saying, about going through the whole season unbeaten. Well, they've got a right old battle on their hands.
Oh, no.
Patrick Vieira goes off for a second yellow card, and that battle gets even more difficult.
I think the referee's wrong here. I think Gronkia kicks the underside of Patrick Vieira's foot. He goes to clear the ball and knock it across field. He kicks Vieira's foot. I don't think he can believe it.
Arsene Wenger questioning the fourth official, Dermot Gallagher.
As he turns here, Vieira will come across. There's a kick there. You can see what happens, Martin. That's the kind of thing that happens, and I'm not joking, time and time again in football. Because people go and it's the follow-through of the actual strike. He goes to put his foot to block it, and he follows through, and it's the follow-through that carries onto the studs of Patrick Vieira.
So Arsene Wenger, whose team have been pretty well behaved in recent months. Of course, they did have a rash of red cards over the first half of last season. There may have been something thrown onto the pitch here. You can quite clearly see what it is.
Well, that's inexcusable for that to happen after it, but I don't think referees do themselves any favours by decisions like that, I have to be honest.
There's a coin been thrown as well. Anyway, the bottom line is that Arsenal are down to 10 men. They're a goal down. It's going to need all their renowned fighting spirit here, all the flair that they can muster. The ball well and truly in Chelsea's court.
They've got to be careful not to lose the head as well, Mark. The rest of the players that are out there.
Kanu. Wiltor. The 8th time Patrick Vieira has been red-carded as an Arsenal player. Second time at Chelsea. Keogh. It's good work by Lasso till it came to the pass. He's got to be careful, of course. In his booking from the first half, here goes Ashley Cole, just eased out of it by Ferrer. Enough of contact there for referee Durso to point in Arsenal's favour this time.
A little fortunate, Ashley Cole. I thought he'd overrun it, Martin. I thought the ball had gone away from his control. I think that's Albert Ferrer's pleading there. Claudio Vieira's got to be careful that the sending off doesn't affect his team more than Arsenal, Martin. They've got to now get the ball. They are a team who like to get it and control and pass. Then that would be the order of the day now if you're Chelsea. Make Arsenal's 10 work, make them run around.
Wiltor, blocked by Jesper Grønkjær on the end of the Chelsea wall. Toure. Whipped away by Ferrer. Claudio Ranieri thought there was a foul on Zenden then. Right in front of him. And the free kick does go on. Now Wiltor is sent to Grønkjær tumbling. Grønkjær certainly exaggerated the fall, but there was no doubt about the push. Arsenal burning with a sense of injustice about Patrick Vieira.
Well, they are. And I don't think the referee, I've said it once, I'll say it again, has helped this situation in any way. If a card comes out and he's pushed him like that, it's probably going to be red. I mean, if you push someone like that, I don't know, maybe it will be a yellow card, I don't know. Is Grønkjær getting booked?
Well, he is. Wiltor's gone a long way away from the incident.
Why has he been booked, Martin?
He's asking that question.
I think Wiltor's got a problem with it. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, dear. I mean, I don't like getting players sent off. You know my view on it. Try and keep as many times as possible, 11 against 11. I think that's a referee's job, but he's telling him to wait, because I cannot believe that he's booked Grønkjær and he's going to do nothing with Wiltor. Now this is, I don't know what colour's coming out here. Yellow now. Oh, he's a lucky boy. Well, tell me, if you tell me what was more serious offence, Patrick Vieira's tackle or that push.
We're still trying to look to see what Grønkjær did. There wasn't much there. Chelsea 1, Arsenal 0. A stormy opening 10 minutes to the second half. Arsene Wenger has mastered these difficulties before. Too often, perhaps he would feel that if any team has the capacity to come back with 10 men, you'd feel it would be Arsenal. Just for the record, the 45th player to be sent off under Arsene Wenger.
The first in 24 games.
So it was all calm and all, of course, successful over the last 3 or 4 months of last season. Whether there's a connection there when they're in trouble and they're behind, the loss of discipline. Gilberto. Toure prepared to put his head in when the boots were flying. Kanu comes out to Parla. Swept by Lauren at the wrong moment.
Well, since the sending off, Chelsea just haven't been able to get the ball, Martin. They haven't been able to take the pace out of the game, to slow it down, to control it.
Tell you where they will be enjoying this at Tottenham. They will, of course, stay top. If Arsenal failed to win, avoiding defeat would be a big ask for Arsenal in these circumstances. Touré's offside in the centre. Chelsea would go second, let me remind you, of the win.
A little anxious to get in, you can see there, clearly about a yard offside.
Parlour. And so it was a bit short of match practice. Parlour couldn't get past him though. Lauren. Not much on for the throw, but he'll get another chance a little further forward.
But 1-0 keeps you going. I tell you, might be one down, but it'll keep going. You feel they've been hard done by the Arsenal players.
They've got a corner. And by the man who was the saviour here 3 years ago.
I think you'd seriously think about bringing on Hasselbank, Mark, for the last half hour.
Despite the man advantage, all back for Chelsea. And Gilberto's header. Eased away by Gudjonsson. Gilberto. Men to spare for Chelsea. They do need to keep their heads clear. Touré. He has got dribbling skills, but he uses the supporting Ashley Cole. And it's level. It's Touré on the line who's turned it in. Arsenal in adversity have found strength again. 1-1.
Well, he deserves it. He deserves it, the young man, I tell you, Martin Touré, because he started it a long way away. Claudio Ranieri will think, how did he manage to travel so far? But he did. He went through a couple of tackles, but just watch where he ends up. He plays the ball and then just keeps going. It's a delightful ball from Ashley Cole. I think Will Tor might have scored, it might have been going in, but you don't take any chances. Gallas might have hooked it off the line.
Here comes Gronkia. Cole turned the quicker of the two.
Well, game number 43 now that they've scored them consecutively in the league. Unbelievable statistics.
But it's a new name on the score sheet.
It is. What a ball this is, though. Just takes out Graham Lassau. Cudicini might have done enough. Gallas would have cleared it, I've no doubt about that. But what a run the boys made in there. Didn't give it up, took a chance. The word I use and love, he gambled. He got his reward.
Yes, the jubilation from the manager, perhaps tempered by the fact there's still half an hour to go. His team might not be a goal down now, but they are still a player down.
Was that for a pull on the shirt there, Touré? What I don't understand, if Gronkia gets booked for a innocuous little tug on the shirt, and Touré just grabs at the shirt and pulls him down. But since the goal, Martin, since the sending off, I mean, all along I'd said it's Arsenal who are the ones who've looked it better than Chelsea. Have never had control of the ball since the sending off at any time at all.
It's a great move by Gronkia. He wasted the position that he crafted so cleverly for himself. Parlour. It's a corner. Arsenal had players sent off in 6 games last season and won 5 of those games. They lost, I think it was the last time they lost. Newcastle. Red for Ray Parlour. Campbell.
Chelsea have got to be careful, Martin, otherwise they could lose this game.
Offside. Chelsea certainly struggled here in the second half against Manchester United.
Giving the ball
That
away
was
like
11 against 11.
Giving the ball away like Zola did there, Martin, that's cheap from Gianfranco Zola. He's better than that. It's a time when his team need to get a little bit of control of their game. You'd almost think since Vieira left the field that he was a Chelsea player that had gone off.
Desai.
Just look at that possession stat. It's extraordinary. That's extraordinary.
Goal kick taken with a moving ball and slightly from the wrong place.
Oh, he's been a handful of Torres since he came on, isn't he? Oh, he looks strong. He's willing.
He has had some international experience. He played in the African Cup of Nations for the Ivory Coast. Remember, he so nearly scored against Birmingham. Darren Purse with an extraordinary clearance off the line. And he scored here today. Time of greater need for Arsenal. Campbell. Wiltor. Parler. Brilliant football from the champions. Lauren. Arsenal still got 5 back. Tendon making light, or trying to make light of a couple of those. Ferrer. Lampard. Arno trying to do a shift in midfield. But Lampard shifted the ball to Gronkiar, who's got the better of Ashley Cole. And
Oh, pity. Pity. Well, I think he's got to be sending Gronkiar down the line here. Because by sending him infield there, look at the gap he had to go into, Martin. But for a very poor second touch. That was a golden opportunity for Jesper Gronkiar. I think you have to send him down the line there and then deal with the cross. You would expect Campbell and Keown, Martin, if it's coming in, that they could deal with crosses.
Mario Melchiot, who was left out after a disappointing show at Southampton. I mentioned Graham was so short of match practice. It's a sensible change in the circumstances. Means Ferrer will play on the left-hand side of the back four.
I'm just thinking the last time I saw Kanu involved in a situation like this was at Anfield when they won that day. A player set off, Van Bronckhorst went off, and Kanu went into midfield. Remember, he was defending, he was dragging it back in the edge of his own box.
Gronkiar. Keep it in. I suppose there'll be a little bit of relief for Roy Keane as well. Patrick Vieira's name will be in the headlines tomorrow's papers. Offside for Johnson.
Keown steps out pretty late here. You can see he has a look. Pretty late, but when they do that, suddenly a big gap appears, Martin. 9 times out of 10, you do get the decision. Well, Jimmy is ready to come on. That's no surprise to me. Got a pretty good record against Arsenal, isn't it, Martin? Jimmy?
Of course, in the cup final, he wasn't at all fit, was he? Couldn't improve on that record then. For Johnson. Stopped by Keown. 7 goals in 10 appearances. That's a Hasselbank record against the Gunners, both for Leeds and for Chelsea, of course. Lauren. Pressure of the unfair kind by Zenden. There's a lot of surprise around the ground when the team lineups were announced. The Chelsea fans do see Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank for the last quarter of the game. And he is reunited with Ida Gudjonsson.
That would worry you, wouldn't it? That sight coming on, Mark, with a quarter of the game to go.
And certainly stung by being left out. A man with a mission, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Zenden. De Lucas. It's ambitious, but it's made Ashley Cole play it out in his own corner flag. It's 1-1 here last season, when Hasselbank did score the Chelsea goal from a penalty. De Lucas.
Well, the game's almost, well, I wouldn't say hinged, but the big talking point has been the dismissal of Patrick Vieira for two bookable offences in the referee's opinion. I think that's one, had he not started booking people early on. Two Chelsea players had gone into the book. It's a pretty nothing challenge, but because two Chelsea players had gone in, that went in, and I haven't changed my opinion about that. I think he goes to clear it and he kicks, you can see it kicks the bottom of his foot. Happens time and time again in football matches.
Hasselbank and Gudjonsson getting back on each other's wavelength. Bronkia. Here's Toure though for Arsenal. And Kanu. With a stab at it by Martin Keown. Cole. Nice with another give and go. He's shown real desire to make himself an extra attacker, and he's pursuing in here. Got enough pace.
Nothing wrong with that ball.
Get up and get back.
Nothing wrong with that. It's a disappointing thing for Chelsea. You know who the nearest person was to the cross? Gallas, the centre-back.
It's going to be another Chelsea change as well. Mario Stanic, who's so versatile that he could come on to practically every outfield player. Yeah. Zender.
You'd think it would be Zenden or De Lucas would be the main ones that would be thinking about a change in that.
But Johnson's round the back of Arsenal here.
I think he went for goal, you know. I think he went for goal here. The way he shapes his body, takes it down, and then it's the right foot. You see how he opens his body up, man? I think he's trying to curl that over the goalkeeper, because he had good options in the middle. And I think his sole strike partner gave him a little look to say, what was that?
It is Ryan Zenden with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, you wouldn't think Ronkia would be the one. He's had a couple of good runs at Ashley Cole. You wouldn't think Lampard would be the one. He's got too much of a goal in him.
I wonder whether Sven-Göran Eriksson will notice any similarities here with the World Cup quarter-final, with the team with 11 not doing particularly well against the team with 10. Toure. Gronkia. It's a revamped left-hand side now for Claudio Ranieri, with Ferrer at left back and Stanic ahead of him. Liverpool will be looking to continue their excellent start to the season against the Newcastle. Sky Sports 1, Monday Night Football, hosted by Richard and Andy at 7. And Tuesday, Channel 433, this is a pay-per-view offering from the Barclaycard Premiership, Manchester United against Middlesbrough. De Lucas. Hasselbank. Now Lampard. Arsenal shuffling across, and Gilberto Silva, who was a central defender in his early days in Brazil, using his defensive skills to good use in midfield. Wiltor still making those runs, but caught offside then.
Well, he has to keep giving them the outlet, Martin.
Gudjonsson. De Lucas. They're trying to get it to Gronkia as often as possible.
I always feel the best way to play against 10 is to widen the pitch as much as you can.
There's some width here with Ferrer. He's come infield to Lampard. De Lucas. Wide again to Stanic. He's tricked Ray Parlour cleverly. Back for De Lucas. Stanic again. Bounced off Parlour. Nothing doing from Andy D'Urso. Melchiot. Johnson had a ball to lay off to Hasselbank. The ball into him wasn't good enough. There is a burden of expectation on Chelsea at the moment.
Yeah, it's another game at the moment that they've taken a lead in, Mark, and lost it. They all will be forgiven, I'm sure, should they pinch a winner in the last 15 minutes of this match.
You do fancy that they'll make a chance or two. Stanic. Broken up powerfully by Parlour. He's done his cause a no harm today in front of Sven-Göran Eriksson. He's never picked him. Stanic gets away with a ticking off. Again, earlier in the piece, I think a yellow card would have been brought out.
They've been very inconsistent, the referee today.
Hasselbank. Gudjonsson. De Lucas is there. Hasselbank takes it from him. Crisp ball from Lampard. Played very well against Arsenal, you might recall, in a losing cause in the cup final. Stanic. Quite what was in Gronkia's mind then, whether he caught the movement of Melchiot out of the corner of his eye or was just trying to steer it deeper into that penalty area. Kanu's ball. The runner all alone for Arsenal is Ray Parlour. He's got a bit to do.
Oh, if
There was some support quickly from Toure.
I don't know what the lad's English is like, Martin, but I'm afraid Parlour was aware of his arrival there. He just needed to nick it past the last defender.
Good Johnson. Campbell came out like a bulldozer. He got one of those wrong on Tuesday against West Brom and got a yellow card. He could have easily got a red one for it.
I think Good Johnson knew all about that tackle, didn't he? He was a little fortunate he didn't hit the sole of the shoe there as well, the sole of the boot.
And Campbell is penalised for a foul on Good Johnson. Lampard thinking about taking it quickly. A bit of delaying by Toure without incurring the wrath of the referee. Ferrer towards Hasselbank, misjudged in front of him by Martin Keown.
Got away with it. Just.
Gallas. Wiltor.
Sure, that's obstruction. No?
The policy of blowing for everything is now blowing for nothing. So does vote in favour of Ida Good Johnson. Arsenal slightly delaying the taking of the free kick. De Lucas. Ferrer. Gallas has moved forward. De Lucas trying to play him in, but he's offside. It's the problem with centre-backs when they go up. Not over aware of the need to look at the men as well as the ball. Well, no surprise that we're pointing the player cam at Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank for the closing stages here. Sky Digital viewers, via the red button on the remote. Hasselbank has done some severe damage to Arsenal down the years. Toure. Gilberto. Now Cole. Toure again taking them on. Got past Gallas, but then could only bundle Melchiot down.
Yeah, that's great for Arsenal, and they're trying to relieve a bit of pressure, Mark, to give it to this lad and just let him run at people and eat up a bit of the clock.
De Lucas to Lampard. Stanic has come in from the left-hand side. Gronkia. Still Jesper Gronkia. Ashley Cole needing some help, but that's drawn defenders away from other people like De Lucas. But there's a good recognising of the danger by Kolo Toure. Kanu back for Wiltor. Here come the 10 men again. And Gallas warned by the crowd of the approach then of Wiltor. He nearly switched off his concentration. Free kick to Arsenal. Well, they've not only equalised with Vieira having gone off, they've curbed Chelsea into the last 10 minutes. Looking for Mario Melchiot.
Well, he's got enough lead in that pencil. Andy's got 10 minutes to go yet. Can't have any arguments on Melchiot. No attempt for the ball.
Toure. The surprise factor.
What a hit. Goodness me. Always swinging wide, but ambitious enough. I think he looked up and saw only Martin Keown in there. Martin must have thought, well, I might as well just hit this one.
Chelsea in some disciplinary danger here. They've had 5 yellow cards. Lampard. One more and they get a fine from the Premier League. This is Pascal Seagal to make his Arsenal debut.
He doesn't often make negative decisions, if you can call this one Arsene Wenger. And he used to use Gilles Grimaldi to do this, didn't he, Martin? When he had settled for a result, on would come Grimaldi for a more attack-minded player. He obviously feels at 1-1, that's a pretty good result, so protect what they have, I think.
Well, Seagal's a centre-back. He's there to provide cover for injury and suspension. And in Keown's case, general old age. To Keown and Campbell.
And what he's done, he's going to play this left side. I don't know whether Arsene Wenger's a little concerned that Gronkia, when he's had the ball, has looked quite lively against Ashley Cole. He might just be doubling him up over here, this near side.
Here he is. Signed from Lille, where he spent the last 7 seasons. Not an international with France, but known as a very reliable player in their top division.
And how frustrating is that for Chelsea fans?
It's almost as if they've shown Arsenal too much respect.
I'd say to you, sometimes the sending off doesn't help the team with 11, and I don't think it helped Chelsea at all.
Back goes Cole. That's a free header. Seagal. Roberto, but he's played it straight to Hasselbank. Ashley Cole's nicked it back for the Gunners. Off goes Kolo Touré again. It's been quite a show from the Arsenal substitute. To tell you all about the depth in this Arsenal squad.
It was almost a case of open the gates there was no stopping him.
And here's Hasselbank. Has he got the drop on Sol Campbell here? Certainly positionally he did, and Ashley Cole's had to concede the corner, and the Stamford Bridge supporters have found their voices again.
Well, the big boys are wandering up. They're not exactly sprinting up. Melchior, Gallas, Desailly, Ronquier wait, or should wait till they're all there. Alongside Good Johnson and Hasselbank, plenty height, including Stanic.
Ronquier's corner. Good header by Stanic. But it was from a long way out, and David Seaman in the end had ample time to see it coming. De Lucas. Lauren with the interception. Gallas. De Lucas. Handball. Shirt tight with Jimmy Floyd. And so Wiltor rather wearily has lost out to Gallas, who looks anything but weary. Well, you can understand what Chelsea are saying to Andy D'Urso.
Well, I mean, this is just deliberate from. He's tired, you understand that, because he's ran about up front his own. And he's just deliberately bringing an end to this move. Gallas is away here. There's a way into acres of space, and it's just complete, deliberate, almost cynical. And Andy D'Urso just waves it away.
The Chelsea have a free kick. 3 minutes plus added time to go, and made a bit of a dog's dinner of it originally. And even then, when the second ball might have been in the offing, the whistle goes against them. It's strange, the psyche of Chelsea. Almost as if they were fearful of what happened here against Manchester United. Very much in recent memory, Claudio Ranieri's team rather fell apart and were cut apart by Manchester United Friday before last. And they seem to be holding all the aces, Chelsea, when Patrick Vieira, with his second booking early in the second half. Chelsea 1-0 up at that stage. The game theirs for the taking. Even given Arsenal's great attitude and individual talent, they're not at full strength here today.
Not at full strength, and then they lose arguably the most influential player.
Gallas. There's still time for Chelsea. 2 minutes of it. Donkel's let that go out. That's rather summed it up for them. Certainly since the equaliser, and probably, Andy, you would say since the sending off.
Yes, rather than help Chelsea, it's Arsenal who were the better team as soon as it had all settled down. Took the game to Chelsea, got the equaliser. And really, David Seaman, Mark, I can't think of a troublesome save, a troublesome moment he's really had since the sending off. Caught the header from Stanic there, but don't remember David making another save.
Well, are we talking about the whole match here? As Arsenal settled the quicker of the two sides. And only when Chelsea got the goal, which was a freakish one, but they then finished the first half very strongly indeed.
There were 1 or 2 late winners yesterday in the Premiership, so still time for Chelsea.
Hasselbank, well spotted by Seagull. Yes, Tottenham, of course, went top through Teddy Sheringham's very late penalty. Took a bit of nerve, that. Stayed in play. Arsenal will get the plaudits if they do get a point here. It's not been a pretty game.
No, anything but. I think you're right there, but I think it's been part and parcel of what you see in the Premiership. Has been totally committed, two sides, a huge respect for each other. And the team units have been better than the individuals.
Well, Ray Parlour was sure that he'd won the ball. It has given Chelsea the decision from Andy D'Urso, a chance to win the match. We are in added time. There would be no recovery time for the champions in this game. Their undefeated record in the year 2002 might just be on the line here. Hasselbank.
Great header from Campbell.
De Lucas trying to pick someone out. Stanic in particular. Melchior. Campbell there again. It comes to Marcel Desailly. Wide to Hasselbank. What's he doing wide in these circumstances? I know he's just taken the free kick. He stayed out there rather watching. More in the middle now. We're into the second minute of 3 added on. Hasn't been a case too often of Arsenal just hanging on, but the psychology kicks in again here. They're so close to keeping the unbeaten run going against the odds. They've conceded another free kick. They put more pressure back on themselves. Taken from the wrong place by Gudjonsson. He's turned and given the referee a bit of a volley then. Well, at least they can set it up, Chelsea, here.
Well, he does get involved, Martin Keown, doesn't he? He's been in...
Particularly with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Every time you look along a line when there's a free kick against Arsenal, you watch Martin closely. He's, well, I was going to say touch tight with most players. I think that's the right way. So determined not to get caught. Good ball required.
From Kike de Lucas. He's checking out was good Johnson rather than challenging for the header. I hope it might have dropped for him. He's gone across to take the throw. Here's Frank Lampard. Well, a late winner at Charlton, a late equaliser at Southampton.
Well, he's right to try it, I think. But it must be so frustrating being a Chelsea fan. You see your team take the lead twice against Manchester United, not win the game. You see your team take the lead here against your biggest rivals and the best player sent off, and you don't see it through.
Tactical change here by Arsene Wenger. Jeremy Aliadier. Very different circumstances to Tuesday when he came on and got his first Premiership goal and the win against West Bromwich Albion. He's worked very hard, Will Torp. A talented individual, we knew that when Arsenal signed him, but he's proved himself to be a very good team man as well. Campbell. Last chance maybe for Chelsea, and the Lampard dallied, the Lucas didn't. Good Johnson. David Seaman doesn't get there. Gronkia. Melchiot. Shot deflected for a corner. Well, we're well over the 3 minutes.
Well, normally, what is it, 30 seconds for a substitution, not allowed?
We're well over 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Gronkia allowed to take the corner, and Seaman does just what Arsenal asked of him.
Well, that must be it now.
Arsenal are still unbeaten in the year 2002, thanks to a 21-year-old from the Ivory Coast, Kolo Touré, in difficult circumstances, rescuing a point here. They were down to 10 men when the goal came. Patrick Vieira sent off for 2 bookable offences. That run now 25 league games, 1 short of the all-time club record. Chelsea, well, they're still unbeaten this season. And Tottenham, who would have been overtaken today by a Gunners win, still top the table tonight. 1-1 at Stamford Bridge.
Tomorrow night, Liverpool and Newcastle United go at it. That's live on Sky Sports 1 at 7 o'clock. Tuesday night, it's Manchester United's turn. They're involved in the pay-per-view game Middlesbrough. Steve McLaren and the Borough go back to Old Trafford. That's Tuesday at 7:30, 08705 160 160 for more information on how to order. Live tonight from Spain, it's Barcelona against Atletico Madrid, 7:30 here on 1. Now, there's live tennis on 2. It's the continuation, of course, of the US Open. Tonight at 9 is the 4th day of the Air Canada Championship. That is live golf, and there's live kart racing at 8 on Sky Sports Extra. Golf's on 3. David O'Leary's thoughts when we come back. 1-1. Arsenal have done it again. So too has Patrick Vieira. David's thoughts on that and more when we come back.
Basically, it's Punch and Judy.
With all the razzmatazz of Hollywood.
Punch is a very adaptable performer.
This Punch Strikes Back. He makes one of the better 007s. He even plays one of the most sensitive roles in Punch of Arabia. Well, I don't know where else you're going to find so many spectacular stories in such a small box.
Why not really experience Hollywood with up to 30 digital quality films per night? Call Sky now on 0870 240 2000.
Women, do you need your garage door painted this Sunday? New shelves putting up? Lavatory unblocking? If you want your husband to be any use on Sundays, keep him away from the SP. 48 pages of pure 100% football and other top sports, guaranteed to render your husband utterly useless. The SP, Britain's biggest sports paper, free every week with the People.
It's my neck, Doctor.
I can see that. Give me your hands. Do you play the violin?
No?
But you do spend a lot of time on the phone, don't you?
Only a couple of hours a night.
AMP Financial Services.
Can't beat them. It's an extraordinary run they're on. 25 games now, unbeaten in the league this calendar year. Can't beat them. It's an extraordinary run they're on. 25 games now, unbeaten in the league this calendar year. And they owe it to this young boy today who came on and got the equaliser and did enough in that time to win man of the match. Here he is with Martin Keown, and they're both with Claire Tomlinson.
Colo, your first goal for Arsenal. Tell us about it.
I'm very happy to score the goal for Arsenal because Arsenal is a big team. I arrived to Arsenal 7 months now. I want to prove to everybody Colo is a good player. But now I think this match is very, very hard. Arsenal play no bad, Chelsea play very good, but 1-1 is not bad for the team.
What were Arsene Wenger's instructions to you today when you went on as a substitute?
Edu enjoy, Colo come to the pitch. Colo, the boss say me, Colo play easy, play enjoy your foot, and that's right.
Martin Keown, he's also here with us. Martin, it was a battle out there again today. That was what you were expecting, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone down to 10 men, and I think we showed the quality that's there. Probably played better with 10 men for a spell, but Chelsea always give you a very hard game, and I think this young man, he's been at the club now 7 months. He came with a back injury. He's worked hard in pre-season, and he's been a credit to himself and his family since he's been here.
Was there a sense of injustice among the players about the sending off?
Again, you know, it's not our policy really to get involved in the controversy. We just got on with pick the pieces up afterwards, and I think we did. We gave ourselves. You know, we did very well today once we went down to 10 men. It's very difficult. Everyone who comes here will know that. But Patrick's a committed player, and you know, we don't want to take anything away from him, and he's been excellent up to now.
Great character to come back, but what happened for the first goal?
Well, the ball just went straight through, and you know, I think we dropped a bit too deep, back onto the keeper, and something we need to work on.
Well, Colo, you are the Barclay Cup man of the match. Martin, will you do the honours for us?
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Well done.
Good, that's a refreshing change. Well played. One apiece here. David, and major talking point, not for the first. What is it with you? Every time you join us, somebody's sent off.
Don't blame me on it.
Let's have a look at this. 2 bookable offences for Patrick Vieira this time. Here's the first. Now, is that, you said at half-time, that's bookable. Is it really?
Well, you're giving the referee the option of booking you. He's done nothing on Zola there. To me here, it's a player getting another player sent off because he's gone nowhere near Gronk. As we, you know, a couple of weeks ago, Ashley Cole has done a similar thing on Cease. It's been rescinded. I hope when they look at this, Patrick Vieira there is committed all right, but he hasn't caught Gronk in any way. And again, the referee has a hard job, but it's made harder by the way the player reacts. And as I say, I thought Cronkier, you know, the reaction for the incident was well over the top.
This is the one at Arsenal that Birmingham were upset about.
Well, again,
more especially Ashley Cole's reaction.
See here,
but this was rescinded. So will Arsenal now say, well, if that was, what about ours?
Well, Arsene Wenger didn't see this, but I think he will see the one today, and I think he'll have a good opinion and a rightful opinion on it. That, as I say, the Arsenal player there, and he's a good player, Cole, has got the other player sent off, and thank God the referee and everybody else has shown common sense and has been rescinded.
So will Andy D'Urso be asked, do you think, to have another look at this today? And on the basis of that, should the outcome be the same?
On the basis of that, the outcome should be the same, but it doesn't usually work out that way. But for me, the first one was harsh, his first yellow card. The second one was even harsher because there was tackles afterwards. To me, were worse. That didn't get weren't bookable. The thing that's made it for the referee, I think, is Kroenkjaer's reaction to the tackle. But when we see it, and it's easier for us in the studio to see it, he's gone nowhere near Kroenkjaer. He's gone in there, but he hasn't gone in there, kicked the player.
Andy D'Urso, incidentally, has just said he will, if asked, to have another look at it.
That's
so
good.
let's not hammer the referee, not for the first time, but we are saying here then that players also have a responsibility in these situations
I believe
to
so.
help their fellow professionals.
I believe, you know, we're trying to promote the game. You heard Andy Gray saying there, you don't want to get anybody sent off, you want everybody on the pitch, you want good players on the pitch, and you know, Arsenal were denied through with Patrick Vieira being sent off. They got better, as we've seen in the clip. We heard the interviews. They were better when he went off, and he's such an influential.
Sorry to interrupt. We'll come back to it. Jesper Kroenkjaer is ready to talk to us, and he's with Jeff Shreves. Let's hear what he has to say.
Involved in the sending off, the second yellow card for Patrick Vieira. What's your version of what happened?
I don't really know. I think I'm trying to kick it back, and as I kick it back, I think I just kicked through, and I hit the bottom of Patrick's foot. I don't think he did it on purpose, but I mean, I don't want to have him sent off. That's the referee's decision. I guess it was difficult for the referee.
So as you swung through, you actually kicked the bottom of his foot?
I guess so. I've not seen it on the television, but yeah, it doesn't matter really now. I'm just sorry for Patrick if he's going to get banned, if not on purpose.
Lots of yellows and a red. Was it a dirty game?
I don't think it was a dirty game. In these games and derbies, will always be a special atmosphere, and it was again the same today, and I think it was quite normal.
So overall, point about right?
Yeah, for us, I think it was okay, and Arsenal looked happy after the game and were celebrating a bit. Yeah, I guess it was all right.
Thanks for talking to us.
Well, that's his view on it. He says he was kicked. Let's have another look. Patrick Vieira, I'm sure, will have a different view. And Arsenal too, no doubt. David, not for you now?
No, no way. And no way that reaction from it, because I don't think the tackle has warranted that reaction. And I thought Patrick Vieira has been very harshly done by here. No. The first one, debatable yellow card. The ref didn't have to give it, but he gave him a yellow card. But no way that's a sending off. And I hope it's rescinded. Only time will tell on that.
There were two goals, of course. Chelsea were in front in the first half. Gianfranco Zola's free kick causing all sorts of problems and ultimately providing him with a goal.
Goal, as Martin Keown was saying, dropped deep, didn't defend it. And as I say, they've been punished. Good pace on the ball in. David Seaman's expecting his defenders to deal with that. They don't, and we see what happens from that, really. He's left in a bit in no man's land. Poor marking here. And again, that is a poor goal to give away.
So that was for 1-0. Arsenal got back into it, ironically, when they were down to 10 men. It happens time and again for them, doesn't it? When their backs are to the wall, they're a very difficult team to beat.
Well, this is why they've done so well, and they've got the record. They're unbeaten so much. Good ball in. And as I say, the lad has come on. He's been refreshing. He's run round. And we've seen in the interview, I mean, he's gone. The manager's told him go out and enjoy it. He's gone and run at people. Lovely ball in by Ashley Cole. Picks out Will Tolder, who's pulled away off. Lasso, I think it is. Keeper's half stopped it, and the young lad has kept running in there.
You can see what the keeper thought. Cudicini, he thought he was offside. Was he for you?
No, not for me. I think it's a good goal and it stands well. And it's good. He's kept following in there. He's got to it first, and good luck to him because he's been refreshing. And I thought his interview was refreshing. Arsenal, typical them, and that's why they won so much, and that's why they'll do so well. That they got stronger. After they went down to 10 men and they lost probably the most influential player, they got stronger, more togetherness. I think we've seen at the end there was a free kick came in, and Sol Campbell, last couple of minutes, determination, he was going to head that away. We've seen an instant after that, Martin Keown, the determination of telling his players not to back in the box there, and they weren't going to get beat. And Chelsea were Chelsea again. Second half, didn't really see them. David Seaman, I think it was picked up by Martin and Andy, that He's had one save from Stanage where it was a bit of poor marking on the corner kick. He's had nothing much else to do. Chelsea came in back into it a couple of minutes to go where they're bound to. Arsenal pushed back a little bit, but overall, Arsenal will be delighted. They've gone and dug a point out. They've come out the second half. They've taken the game to Chelsea, particularly when they've gone down to 10 men, and they've looked a better team with 10 men.
Here's Arsene Wenger.
Arsene, the unbeaten run goes on, but the back pages tomorrow will all be full of the sending off of Patrick Vieira. What was your opinion?
Well, first I would say that my team has been great again today, physically, technically and mentally. And the sending off of Patrick Vieira, in my opinion, from the bench was very harsh. He went to play the ball in both occasions and he got unfortunately punished. I hope the referee will have a look at it, and I believe that out of the heat of a game with an objective view, he will reconsider the situation.
Did you think that then both bookings were harsh?
Yes.
Not just the second one?
The first and the second one, yes, in my opinion. But we accept the decisions of the referee. But I feel as well that if the referee having a look at it again and feeling that it was a little bit harsh, maybe to reconsider it.
The reaction of the players, though, did actually win you a point today?
Yes, because 1-0 down, 40 minutes to go, with 10 men, of course, on an away ground, you need great strength, and we have shown that again, and in a few occasions we had the chance to score the second goal.
The goal that you conceded, was David Seaman at fault for that one?
Well, I'm not sure, because he expected, was Gudjohnsen, I think, in front of him, and maybe he expected a deflection of Gudjohnsen. Then, of course, when he doesn't go first for the ball, he has no chance anymore.
Kolo Touré was man of the match. He seemed very direct, very confident. What did you tell him to do today?
To be direct, because that's what we needed today. We had, of course, a lack of pace a little bit in some occasions, and we needed somebody to be very direct. He did it very, very well, and was always a threat.
The referee apparently has said that he will look at it again. So will you ask him to do that?
Yes, of course. I would like him to have a look at it again. Yeah.
Players missing today for you. Was it just an injury too many?
Not really. I believe we are a great team, and we have many great players. Of course, I would like everybody to be here today. But once again, we have shown that above all we are a team with a real soul and a real spirit, and that's what came out today, even if we missed great players.
Thanks, Arsene.
Thank you.
25 games unbeaten, 2 more goals here today. Chelsea 1, Arsenal 1. Vieira sent off for the 8th time during his career at Arsenal. The 45th under Arsene Wenger. I'm sure stats will read tomorrow. We're not finished yet. There's more goals from the First Division when we come back.